Hello, everybody. My name is Diana. I'm web accessibility specialist. And today in this video, I will take a look at Replit. This is the AI-based platform to create literally anything, the website, the app, or just a logotype. So we will check how accessible it is and how accessible is the result of what you're gonna create with AI prompt. So previously, I already checked Lovable because recently it really goes through the boom with so many new users and new opportunities. So I checked that actually the website of Lovable is not so accessible. And when I tried to create a landing web page, it was also with several web accessibility issues. And even though I wrote down precisely just one requirement, I needed a landing page with which will be completely fully web accessible. It still had problems. So right now I want to check how it's going on, what Replit can suggest to us. So let's take a look together. I'm very curious to see. And so here it is. It's here, Rapid web page. So this is how the website look like. So when you enter Replit and you create your account, that's what you're gonna see. So it's black and white. Um, so from the beginning, what I can see as web accessibility specialist is that, well, I see that there is some new, the label that is, it has white font on the orange background, so it might have low color contrast, but I don't see from the just from the colors, from the structure, I don't see any problems. I see that the menu is on the left with the main buttons, with the main sections. Okay, and here we have straight the text editor where we can put describe the idea that we want to build. And there is some other, so there is the video that can help us to understand better how Replit works. And there's some other examples of the projects that you already created, if you already have some. And now I will try with the extension of web um, accessibility insights for web. Try to check with the it's just a fast check, so it's not a complete accessibility audit that I'm going to provide of this web page, but because otherwise it will take some time. So we'll just take a look what automatic extension can detect on this web page. And we will check it like that through automatic checks. Let's take a look. I will just open it to you so that we can see it in a better way. So automatically, there are 4 web accessibility correlated issues, and they're correlated with the link names, button names, and ARIA input field name. So I guess there is something about accessible name of the input field. So you can see that this is the text input that I actually was describing. So here's a problem. Yes, this is the first one that we see. So yes, we need to ensure that every ARIA input field has an accessible name, and this is not the case here. So we need to fix one of the following issues. The element whether it doesn't have title attribute or ARIA label attribute doesn't exist or it's empty. So this is more into the check of the code. I will not go through this now, but we can see that already with the main element literally of this web page, we have a problem about accessibility. And what is the problem actually? What does it mean that it doesn't have a title attribute? Well, so for people who use screen reader, it's really important to understand what is this element. So literally, when we don't add an accessible title attribute, then blind people or some people who use screen reader who yeah, they can just see as well as most of us, but they understand information better when they hear it. So for those people, it's really important to hear what they can do here because they don't really see visually. And if there is no title attribute, they will not understand, okay, where they are. So the focus went on this element, but we don't really understand what to do here and what does it mean. So it's quite confusing and it's important. Next, we can see that there's a problem with the button name. So I can see that I think it's correlated to the logotype. Oh, no, there is something else. It's not logotype. Let me take a look closer. Um, so this is the React area. There is some button that has a problem with the accessible name. So again, people who use a screen reader, they will not really understand what is this element about. And we need to add whether title attribute or to add some inner text that is visible to screen readers. There are many ways how we can fix this problem, and they're described in the extension. I hope that it can be seen on the screen. So yes, there is a problem with the button, and there are two problems with link names. As you can see, so there are no problems with color contrast. We'll also check the heading structure, and I will try to check the keyboard accessibility. So here is the link name. Okay, I see that it's at the bottom here. These are, so there are two links, and they also don't have appropriate accessible name. And so we need to add title attribute or accessible text. So this is again the same problem. So for all these elements, so we found 4 issues, and all of them, they are correlated. Okay, now I want to take a look at the heading structure. This is very convenient with the accessibility insights for web. That's what I use to really check quickly what I cannot see just with my eyes. So for example, the heading structure, let's take a look. So, okay, we have H1. This is good. Actually, I will show you better with heading map extension. That's what I prefer to use because it's structurized, so you literally see better the structure, the heading structure of the web page. So here we have H1 level. Hi Diana, what do you want to make? And H2. Where exactly H2? Okay. Your recent apps. Yes, it's here. Okay, so they have heading structure. They have just one H1, which is important, and they don't have like under H1 another title H5, which is very frequent problem. So this is great. There are no problems about it. Now let's take a look at something else, like for example, landmarks. Okay, so we have one big main landmark, the banner. I'm a little bit confused on the video to see where exactly it goes, the banner. Okay, I think there are so many colors that it's a little bit hard for me with my eyes just to understand. But I think so. We have navigation bar, the sidebar, we have the banner, which is just on the top, and the main landmark, which covers all of them. Seems to be right with just this fast check. Let's take a look at accessible names if we see properly. So accessible names, actually uh, that's what screen reader will pronounce. So by looking at the element and understanding what it is and seeing what its accessible name, we can see correlation if it's actually right, or it has a wrong meaning, or there is no meaning at all. So like here we can see, yeah, that there are 2 links at the bottom. So we can see mobile version of Replit and computer version, and there are no accessible names. That's why they're empty here. And the same for the text editor. It's like fully, we don't have accessible name for it. You can see that We have accessible names for different buttons, like general, 3D games, and in the navigation menu on the sidebar, the usage, integrations, apps. So there are no problems, even though I would prefer actually, like, for example, what I already can see. Let's take a look at the left. We see like apps, learn, documentation. I would prefer a little bit more information. Like it's too short. Like for people who just close your eyes and imagine that you just enter the website and you just hear these sections, but they don't provide enough information to understand. Like, I don't understand learn. I really don't understand, like, what exactly it teach you, what you will learn if you click on this button. And this is important to provide more information so that the person who uses screen reader can 100% be sure that he need to open this button. And please avoid such names like for the links and for the buttons like uh, find out more, read more, open it. So because it doesn't have the meaning. And here when I see learn, then okay, I can understand logically usage, apps, integrations, but I really don't understand some of the names. Like I don't understand what's behind it. Like learn what precisely? Like is it to learn how to use Replit, or it's to learn about AI, or learn more about your opportunities, like their offers? I really don't understand. So it's a little bit too much general, and we should avoid this. Okay, so now I suggest to go to the practical example. So we will try to create, I suggest to create a landing page. For example, for dancer, um, we can choose just minimalistic design and the most important requirement that it's fully web accessible. And let's see whether the result will be truly fully web accessible. Okay, so I write that I need to create a landing web page for designer. Oh, well, yeah, maybe it's not so important for a designer. Um, with minimalistic design, and it should be fully web accessible according to VCAG. For those who don't know, VCAG it's they're the guidelines, international guidelines containing information about each element, how to make it accessible. So if you are accessible, this means that you follow VCAG. Of course, there are different countries, different standards, but in general, they are all based on VCAG. So that's what I will try to do. And let's see how it's gonna be. I need to say that I already tried one example just to see how it works. And it takes much longer than Lovable. I don't know if it's for all of you. Please let me know in the comments if you already used Replit and you have experience creating accessible app, accessible design, or accessible web page. And how long did it take? Because for me, uh, okay, so yeah, it's really like 5-10 minutes. Like with Lovable, it's much, well, it was faster, even though it was not so accessible. Let's take a look if longer means actually quality and accessibility. We will check it. But the previous landing page that I tried to create just to check how it is and how long does it take, it took literally almost 10 minutes. I really hope that it's not gonna take so long right now, but we'll see. And it was, well, it had good accessibility parameters. When I checked and I went through the web page, I liked what was created. But now we're creating something completely new, and I changed the type of the web page for who it is created. So we'll see how it's gonna affect the result. Okay. Um, yeah, so you can see what is good, whether it's lovable or it's Replit. You can see on the left different steps that this platform goes through. So after you write down your prompt, the AI shows you what precisely it's going to create. And you can see that here about accessibility, it's written that it should be VCAG 2.1 AA compliant. And this is good. So it also mentions about color contrast ratio and semantic HTML. This is great. Responsive design, accessible navigation with keyboard support and screen reader compatibility. Well, we'll check all these elements as soon as the web page is created. But it's great to see how already AI understood um, our request. So yes, we see that it's moving. It's working on the website, but yeah, it's much longer than Lovable. I have experience working with Lovable, and it's faster. But I found many mistakes correlated to web accessibility, and it took a long time to change the web page and to correct the issues. So I need to go through everything and to change the elements one by one. Sometimes when I said, okay, the color contrast is not good, please make it lighter, the closest to make it accessible, it was still not with the good color contrast. So you have to be really precise with your request. And yes, so sometimes it takes time. I really wish that AI platforms, they spend more time at integrating accessibility inside and really have pre-installed accessibility parameters for whatever is created. Okay, so I guess it's gonna be ready soon. Not sure. It's really changing all the time. Uh, okay, so I guess they show us like different parts of the website of the landing page that we requested. Mm, so it's still like we are working on this for 5 minutes. It's still working on it. Okay. Okay, so I think this is the first version. Let me take a look. No, it's still working. Okay. Working. Okay, so right now it's done, the first version. So let's just move it to the left side. We just need to take a look at the result. So that's how it looks. This is a landing page for a designer. So it's very, very minimalistic, but that's what I asked. It's just that I didn't think that it will be so much minimalistic. Okay, so there are buttons, there is a navigation menu. Automatically it provides the button to switch to the dark mode. This is great. This is great that already from the beginning they think about it. With Lovable, I had to use a precise request. I need the button and navigation menu that change to the dark mode. So here it's automatically done, and this is great. I find it really good. Okay, let's take a look with Accessibility Insights for Web extension. Are there any automatically detected issues? You should remember that, like, for example, there are some issues that already are found, but they're connected to navigation menu of the Replit and not of the web page that was created. But inside, okay, so I can see that there are most probably color contrast. Yes, so we have 4.34. You can see it here. This is the combination, this is the color contrast between foreground and background colors, and it should be minimum of 4.5. So here we have not such good result. I mean, it's close to 4.5, but it didn't reach it. So 4.5, it's not something that is good. 4.5, it's something that is minimal. So if it's not corresponding to minimal requirement, this is bad. Okay, here, so we have 6 problems with color contrast that can be seen, but to be honest, there are not so many elements on the web page to check. I can see here, but I think it's about iframe. Yeah, iframe, I mean, right now we have a web page that is inside iframe, so it's the result of our request. So yeah, but let's take a look what precisely will be given in the report, in the audit. So yeah, like actually I don't see color contrast. Maybe I just need to move. No, there are just 4 issues that I found, but we saw that there were problems. This is quite strange. I've never seen something like that. So an audit doesn't contain these 6 mistakes connected to color contrast. That's interesting, I would say. Let's take a look again. Yes. Um, this is very interesting case that I've never seen before. I checked by now hundreds of websites providing complete audit and fast audit, and I've never seen something like that, that just with a quick glance at automatically detected issues, we see more than in the audit. Okay, but the most important is that we see it and we checked that yes, it exists, that there are issues. So let's take a look again. So we checked here, but here it's, yeah, it's 4.34 for both the title and the description. So there are these problems, but there are no problems about the contact form. There is no footer, so there is nothing to check here. There are no links, there is just text. And this text, it can be seen that it's more than 4.5. So it has color contrast that is enough. And here there are buttons, but like for example, what I can already see and um, what I can check, like we can go with the keyboard. So yes, what is good and what we can see is that the focus is visible. This is very important moment. We are moving with the keyboard and we can see where the focus is located. Can we use just with the keyboard, like to switch, for example? Yes, we can. Perfect. So it's working. This is great. Not everything, like, but for example, this button. Yes, what I don't like is that whether I use just the mouse or the keyboard, the focus on this button, like it's almost not seen. It's not such a good visibility, and it's hard to differentiate it whether the focus is on this button or not. Okay, the second button, okay, it becomes there is a contour. And actually it's more visible when there is the mouse, when I do it just with my fingers applying the focus here. Okay, so we're here in this element. This is portfolio, as I understand. Yeah, selected work. I guess it should be works because there are plural works, but it's fine. We see that it's here, and uh, it's outlined. There is a contour. We can go through this. We're here. Can I write the message when I get here? Okay. What is also important is that there is no blockage of the elements. So like we shouldn't be trapped. The focus shouldn't be trapped as soon as we are somewhere to put inside the information. So if I go further, okay, so we're not trapped. This is great. But again, this button, like when the focus is on it, it's almost not seen. Like it's increasing by 5% maybe its volume. So it's hard to see the difference. Okay. Now went out of the web page. We went to the navigation menu of the Replit. But I like that they also have buttons, skip to main content. What is this button? Many websites like Amazon or um, Leroy Merlin, for example, websites where there are a lot of sections, a lot of products. So they have a navigation menu that will take forever to go through. So for people who enter the website with screen reader, it's really important to have such button as skip to main content so that you can go through this, so you can go straight to the main content of the web page without going through the navigation menu. It really saves time and you're not frustrated that, okay, you go through all the navigation menu. Can you just imagine, like through all the links? Sometimes there are dozens, sometimes hundreds of elements in the navigation menu. Then you go to the main content of the web page, you choose something, and then it opens the web page, and you need to go through all of it again, this navigation menu, to get to the result that you wanted to see. So it's really frustrating, and it's good to have this button. But here precisely, like, well, I press on it and it's like it disappears. This is really strange. What we can also see with Inspecte, we can take a look at how it's gonna look on the mobile phone. This is important. It's the responsiveness of the web page. So I would say it's quite good. Yes, I don't see any problem. Like all the elements, they are presented here. Nothing goes out of the web page. Everything adapts according to the screen size. So this is great. And I would say overall, so um, based on what we see and our experience, Replit is more accessible, and the result of our request to create a web page is more accessible than the one that we got with Lovable. But I would be really happy to check what's your experience. Please let me know. Or if you're using another AI-based platform to create, like if you work with something or you work on something and use another solution, please let me know. I will be happy to check, to make a test drive of the platform and to see how accessible it is. Okay, so please let me know. And yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this video and it will help you to create accessible solutions for web. Thank you. Bye.